Ladies and gentlemen, our Pioneer Award winner, Major Deanna Brasseur.
My name is Major Deanna Brasseur. My father was in the Air Force, and I was raised on Air Force bases and radar stations. And I used to ride my bike out to the end of the runway and watch the pilots come in and land. And I always thought boys were really lucky that they got to do the exciting jobs. This was in the early 60s, and I thought, you know, if women were allowed, I would like to become a pilot. The first barrier was the fact that the laws had to be changed. And one other barrier, I suppose, would be convincing those in the power of decision-making that you are capable and competent and deserve the opportunity, basically. Some of the gentlemen didn't hesitate to tell us that they didn't think we should be pilots. Once you proved that you were capable and competent and you passed the same trips that they did, their confidence in you grew. And that's not a gender issue, because even amongst the guys, you only trust each other when you can demonstrate capability and competency. And so it doesn't matter what color, what race, what religion, what gender. It's about, hey, if I'm gonna fly off your wing and you're gonna fly off mine, we better be good at what we're doing, because I wanna live to talk about it.
Well said, Dee. Well, Dee Brasseur, as she is known, joined the Canadian Forces in 1972. She was chosen in 1979 for pilot career training in the exciting experimental program named SWINTER, the study of women in non-traditional environments and roles. In 1981, Dee made history in this program as one of the first 3 women to earn her wings. She went on to become the first female flight instructor at Canadian Forces Flight Training School in Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, from 1981 to 85, and was the first female pilot awarded a flight commander position as a T-33 flight commander at CFB Cold Lake from 1986 to 1988. Now, in 1988, Dee was one of the first 2 women pilots selected to train on a jet fighter aircraft, starting with a basic training on the CF-5 Freedom Fighter, then going on to fly the CF-18 Hornet. From 1989 through 1990, she served as a line pilot and squadron plans officer with 416 Tactical Fighter Squadron in Cold Lake, Alberta. Major Brasseur was then assigned as the first woman military aircraft accident investigator, stationed out of the Department of National Defense in Ottawa. After 21 years of distinguished service and 2,500 hours of flying jet aircraft, Dee took early retirement to establish Unlimited Horizons, a professional speaking, coaching, and training company where she would often say, O is the first letter of obstacle, but it is also the first letter of overcoming. Well, she should know. Following the events of 9/11 in 2001 and Canada's commitment of troops to Afghanistan and the war against terror, Dee re-enrolled in the Canadian Forces Air Reserve and served until final retirement in 2013. To enumerate just a few of her many accomplishments and accolades. In 1996, Dee formed, trained, and led the all-female, all-99s Canadian Precision Flight Team to take part in the Fédération Aéronautique Internationale, the World Precision Flying Championships held in Fort Worth, Texas. In 1997, she received the COPA Achievement Award for Outstanding Contribution to Aviation in Canada. In 1998, she was inducted into the 99's International Forest of Friendship, dedicated to global notables in aviation. In 1999, Dee became a member of the Order of Canada, an honor for Canadians who exemplify the highest quality of citizenship. In 2007, she was inducted into the Women in Aviation International Pioneer Hall of Fame. Outside of aviation, Dee continues to share her inspiration and motivation around the globe through speaking, training, and coaching, and she is passionate about her work in dealing with the problem of PTSD, or post-traumatic stress disorder, through the 1 in a Million project with Supersonics Unlimited. Her love of dogs has led her to become an evaluator and mentor with Ottawa Therapy Dogs, as well as a member of the Canadian Government Standards Board Committee, establishing standards for service dogs in Canada. And all this has been said, but let's have Dee have the last word.
There was a lot of pressure because there were people to remind you that you were doing this for all women. Then you realize, oh my God, yeah, what if I fail? and I'm the cause that nobody else gets a chance. So that's where a lot of pressure came from, was wanting to do well, not because I just wanted to do well for me, but thinking, wow, you know, you don't want to let anybody else down, or you want everybody else to have an opportunity. I suppose if I could start at the very beginning all over again and do absolutely everything totally the same except for one thing, I would want to have more fun. I would put less pressure on myself and enjoy the ride more.
Ladies and gentlemen, a woman of courage and distinction, and here's hoping she's having more fun now, our Pioneer Award winner, Major Deanna Brasseur. And presenting her trophy is the understated Lieutenant Colonel Heather Rainey. She is presently employed in the Directorate of Air Personnel Management with the Royal Canadian Air Force in Ottawa, and has recently volunteered to be the military co-chair of the 2019 Canadian Women in Aviation Conference, which of course will be held in Ottawa in June of 2019.
Unaccustomed as I am to public speaking. First of all, I want to say a great big thank you to Joy, my friend forever, the Northern Lights Aero Foundation. A super big congratulations to all the young ladies in the back row. Air cadets wouldn't let me join. Pioneer, I thought, wait a minute, Pioneer. Pioneer means like, no, I don't feel old enough yet to be a pioneer. However, and to all my fellow recipients, congratulations, job well done. Carry on. I'll tell you just two quick stories. My mom is here, 84 years young. She does that to me. Love you, Mom. So, when I was 12, 13 years old, we all were there at one time, right? That puberty kind of stage of life. And some of you are young enough to remember in the old days in the 60s where we had these plastic rubber boots, clear kind of vinyl rubber boots you had to wear over your good shoes. Yeah? Some of you remember, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And they were like the ugliest things in the entire world. And I still remember that conversation with Mom, albeit it was one way, when she said, Deanna Marie, you will wear your boots. But Mom, nobody else wears the boots. And she said to me, dare to be different. And I said, Mom, you're just saying that so that I'll wear the boots. But you know, that has stuck with me my whole life. Because when you pioneer something, when you're first at something, you have a peer group of three, me, myself, and I. And you have to believe in yourself, and you have to believe in what you're doing. For all of you that are starting out in careers, and you start a new technology, a new aviation, and new business careers, you have to go forward with absolute conviction in your heart that you can do what it is you choose to do. And you're guaranteed it will be done. That's step one. So thanks, Mom. I'm daring to be different. And to all of my friends there at table 5, let's hear it. Yeah. And all my friends on the internet, when I was lamenting on Thursday, and I said, I don't know what I'm going to wear, and everybody says, wear your Snoopy shoes. So I'm daring to be different still, all right? So there's one more story I want to tell you about, and this is a red bow tie. I was wearing a black bow tie, and I put the red bow tie on. Because this red bow tie is 26 years old. It's not a pioneer. It's a bit of a story that involves my sidekick here, Joy. We went to the World Precision Flying Championships in Fort Worth, and so it was the first time that a Canadian team had gone there in over 17 years. I said, oh man, we have to go. We have to put a team together and go because like Canada is in aviation and we have to go. And Kathy Fox was my pilot lead. And so we go down there and Anna Pangrazi helped me out tremendously. We were taking pictures to set up a training camp. So we get down there and we don't know what we're doing because it's the first time we're doing it, right? We're pioneering this thing. And on the Saturday night, like tonight, like we're having a big dinner, right? It's all over and it's like formal. And Joy and I looked at each other, the whole team was going, formal? Like we'd never been here before and we didn't know we had to bring dress clothes. So we had nothing to wear but our competition shorts and t-shirts and like, I said, okay, I have an idea. And everybody's like, what? I said, we're gonna go flight suit formal. And everybody goes, what? I said, yeah. We'll wear our flight suits, our competition flight suits, and we need a bow tie. We just need a formal tie. So me and Joy get the biggest Cadillac boat in Texas, and we're driving all over Dallas looking for a formal wear shop for red ties. And we finally found enough red ties for everybody on the team, and we went flight suit formal that night. So in honor of that fun that we had, and we laughed almost, we peed our pants, I swear to God. I wear my tie to salute you tonight, Joy, and all you've done in appreciation for this foundation. So thank you, everyone. I love it.